hear ye? All of the lords and ladies of the land, I, the noble King Memphis, am now here to bring unto you the Monarchs. Thou art no true king, good sir, thou art not but a lordly fool, I'd say. On YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to check this out. The show we take a look whatever deck we want to take a look at, being a troll deck, rogue deck, casual deck, or meta deck. We have ourselves a good old time dicking around with whatever cards we want to dick around with, however we would like to. So today, we're taking a look at a deck that I've actually been looking forward to playing for a little whiles now, and that is the Monarch deck. We got ourselves the new Monarch Support back last month or so. And I'm looking forward to taking a look at the new Monarchs and doing what Monarchs do best, domain locking and things. But also, I wanted to give myself a chance to do something very silly with this deck. It's not going to be as consistent as domain Monarchs, perhaps, but one must experiment, and that's what I want to do today. So we have ourselves a version of Monarchs that also has an extra deck to it. It's got a very silly combo with it. And if it all works out for me, it's going to be an amazing little thing. And that's what I want to see happen. Just get out the Monarchs, tribute summon out the wazoo, get out all these big boys, use the new Squire, use the new trap, use the spells, get out lots of big bodies onto the board, and show off what this deck can do. So we got ourselves our deck. We'll be showing off them combos and wombos, those what do's and those what not do's, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. So if you want to know what deck cards we have in here today, as opposed to, like, I don't know, postcards, we got ourselves the deck profile, which will be at the end after we have ourselves some nice duels here on yugioh Pro. So without further ado, let's head on into the action, show off what these Monarch boys can do. Alright everybody, our first opponent of the day, another day and another card game. It's time to get back into the action, folks, and we can go. Well, first is primarily what you want to do, but considering the deck is different, we can as well go second. There's nothing wrong with that. So we have ourselves an opening handful, a lot of little different things here. A lot of things in this hand, I have to say. A lot of different things that we can do, some things we can't just yet do. So we'll see where this is gonna go. Barrier statue of the torrent, you say? That is a troublesome dude, I'm not gonna lie. But let's go ahead and activate reinforcement of arms. Look at me, a warrior monster from my deck to my hand. So barrier statue and Solemn Johnson, you say? Okay. Interesting. Well, this is going to be rather annoying, isn't it? My opponent's playing a lockdown deck, which I'm not a big fan of, but we'll see where this is going to go. Can add any Monarch I like from my deck to my hand. I can't special summon anything unless it's water, and I got no water. I am a dry bones kind of guy, so let me think. Could get Pantheisms. That's probably the best thing right now. Getting into Pantheisms, best draw card in the deck. Non once per turn, ditch a Monarch spell trap, draw more cards, banish it to get one of 3 cards. So I think that's going to be our go-to here. So let's go ahead and get the new Rebellion of Monarchs here. Very powerful spell, the Rebellion. Much like with Pantheisms, your opponent picks one of 3 cards. One goes to the hand, the other 2 go to your graveyard. And in this particular instance, let me think about this, because I can ditch Eidos. We'll discard Eidos for now, because we can just revive him from the graveyard later, once I have Tribute Summon. So we're going to get Adia, we're going to get the new Tessera, and we're going to get Erebus. My opponent picks one, like I said, the other ones go to the graveyard. And with any luck, he'll give me Tessera. If he doesn't, that's unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world. Because when Adia hits the grave, I do get back my Pantheisms here. The only issue at the moment is that there's not much else I can do for the moment. So I'm just going to set a couple cards and pass the turn. My opponent wants to slow this down. I can play the slow game if I need to. That's just the thing. I mean, he's got Barrier Statue. It's a tricky dude, but thankfully, I think I should be okay here. So here's what we're going to do. Activate Pantheisms again. I've already used Rebellion once, don't need it again. I just want to draw some more cards, cycle through more stuff, get the boys on the board, and have this guy solemn every other card I play. Don't you just love it when people want to solemn every other card you play? Not every card, mind you, just every other one. Alright, well that being the operative case, let me think about this. I'm thinking, yeah, we'll go ahead for the old Shabu. We're gonna pick 2 copies of Tenacity and 1 copy of the thing we actually want to search out. That way I can activate the thing I want to search out, which is March of Monarchs. And that will allow me to tribute a Dea here for Majesty's Fiend. Now, unfortunately, I would have preferred this to be, you know, Vanity's Fiend in this particular case, but, you know, it's what it is. I've got Majesty's Fiend. He can't be targeted or destroyed right now. So that will get rid of my opponent's barrier statue, if nothing else. And that way I can finally actually start playing the game. Oh, don't you just love it? Just stun players, man. But yeah, our deck, we are able to get around this. Majesty's Fiend, really annoying dude. I really didn't want to play this one as much, but we do have him on the board already, so there you go. But I think we can get rid of him now, unless my opponent does that. I was about to say, my dude, we can do other things, my dude. It didn't have to be this way. But that's actually fine. We're going to activate the effect of Rebellion of the Monarchs in the grave, and my opponent surrenders before I can do a thing. Yugioh Pro. Yugioh Pro, you slide dog. Okay, well, that'll count for the first duel as much as I don't want it to, because we were able to out this dude. It's just a matter of it wasn't the way I wanted to. This deck has so many cool combos to it that I really want to show off, but unfortunately my opponent just wanted to slow play, but I am a patient man and I can deal with slow players, so we get ourselves a win, if not the win we wanted. But let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show off more what this deck can actually do. That was just the barest of taste. There are so many more things we can do with this deck. I want to show up as much as possible. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again, but hopefully not against the stun player, because that would be annoying. I'd rather not have to deal with that again, but we'll see where this is going to go. Interesting opening hand, if nothing else. Double Fenrir is certainly not on my bingo card, but that is exactly what we have. And I also have my March, Domain, and a Pantheism, so we'll see. We are up against Trickstars, though. We do know from experience that Trickstars are quite competent in today's game, despite how old they happen to be. They can do some stuff like with Trickster Hoodie and things of that nature, getting that Trickstar Fusion and Kolchis or Kolchka. Yeah, good old Kolchka. There you go. All right. So I was going to get the Trickster Hoodie and link these 2 off for, let's see, would that be Noble, or are you going to go for no, it can't go Deveratus. You need 2 level 3 or lowers. Okay. Yeah, it's going to go for like, oh no, Bloom. Interesting. Oh, I mean, that works either way. I'm just thinking he's not going to give me a draw. No, that's the whole part of Bloom giving you a draw is part of a completely different lineup of cards. All right, so you're going to go for Trickster Fusion. Go for the fusion that searches yet another card. And so far, so good. This just seems like pretty bog standard Trickster stuff. I mean, he does also have Licorice. At least 1 Licorice that we know about. And yeah, also going for Trickster Fest. So basically what my opponent's going to be trying to do is just burn me every time I try to do something. But you know what? That will not deter me. Absolutely not. I am not the kind of person you're going to just deter by a little bit of burn damage. I will go right through the fire and the flame if I have to. Alright, so yeah, I get Noble Angel. And this guy's got Maiden of Blue Tears. Thankfully, I special summon very infrequently in this deck. The only time you special summon is with a Diaz effect and occasionally on big Eidos. Those are the only things that you will ever have to special summon here. So, yeah, he's got Trickster Licorice. He's got the Blue Tears. At least, let's see, what else are you doing? Oh, you're getting back the hoodie. Okay, I'm about to say. Okay, so this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. It could be a lot worse. Because he's going to, at some point, probably hit me with Trickster Reincarnation. Question it. Yeah, there it is. Alright. My hand. I needed that for nothing. Okay. That's fine. It's totally fine. Let's see here. What are we going to do now that that has all happened? Let's go ahead and summon out our boy Eidos, the Underworld Squire. This gives me an additional normal summon. And we'll see where it's going to go from here. Because I don't have much. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and tribute summon the new Eidos. 1 Eidos for another. This is Eidos, the Underworld's Monarch. When it gets summoned, I can add a Monarch spell trap or any of the big Monarchs from my deck to my hand. It's pretty dang neat. And his blue tears will do nothing to it. And let's see, I didn't special summon anything, so he didn't get to burn me or anything, so that's pretty good. So in this particular case, since we're playing my new little combo, the thing I'm trying to get into is a Borg. And yugioh does help that. I just did not have the things for it, but that's okay. What are you gonna do? Blow up my monster? Go ahead. Make my day. All part of the plan. All part of the plan. So let's go ahead for Pantheisms here. Go ahead and discard the field spell. I'm not gonna need. Get myself a Tenacity. Not bad, not bad at all. Alright. So we're gonna have to activate Tenacity here. We're gonna reveal the second Eidos. You're never prepared for the second one. And this will let me get my Rebellion of the Monarchs. I'll take burn damage all day, but let's see. That's once per turn. And he can still make a monster's attack Vippo. That is true. But I'm not super worried about it. Let me think about this. Let me think about this, yeah. Let me think about this. So if I use Fearless Burial, I can ditch to Sarah. That'll give me Adia and Eidos. Let's try something. Let's just try something. I just want to see if this will work or not. We're going to activate a Rebellion of the Monarchs, as we do. We're going to get Zaborg? Because I just want to try to do the Zaborg thing. What can I say? Get to Sarah, get Adea. Let's see what my opponent picks here. Let's let them put that in their own hands. Alright, gave me Zaborg. Cool. That'll get Zaborg for me, and now that'll activate the effects of both my boys here. So, to Sarah will get me a monster from my deck. And then Adea will get me back my March of the Monarch spell. That way I can protect my tribute summon boys. Alright. Oh, the burn. So much burn. Alright, so let's get another Adea to the board. Activate Adea's effect. See if that's going to work or not. He might negate that. Hard to say. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Possible, though. It's possible. He did. He did. Okay, that's not great, but it's what it is. Oh, that doesn't. Okay. Oh, I thought that was gonna stop that. That works too. Let me double check. What was it? Oh, that's your graveyard. My apologies. Let's see. Yeah, I have Eidos there, so this works. This works. So let's summon out to Sarah from the deck. That's right. I'm not done, sir. I'm not done at all. You think you can stop me with all your tricky traps? Not quite. Not quite. So we're gonna next go for our boy, Eidos. We're gonna banish him to bring back Adea. Bet you didn't think I was gonna keep going from all the burn damage years, did you? But no, I am. And see, this is the part where I really want to go for the Zaborg combo. This would let me ditch 8 of the cards from both players' extra decks and set up for some very, very snarky things in the future. Let's see here. I mean, I could get Intis sent to the grave, Garuda to the grave. But I'll lose my monsters is the problem there. So, let's go ahead and use Pantheisms. I'm running desperately low on time. I might need to speed this up a smidge. Just a smidge. Actually, hold on. He has a light monster now I think about it. Alright. I will make this work. You, and you. Okay, you know what? We are going to go for the Zaborg. It's not going to be the Zaborg I was planning to do, but come hell or high water. Oh, wait, no. He has the ability to protect it now I think about it. He has the Trickster Fest, right? I still destroy Licorice, though, if I really needed to. I can make that work still. You know, I'm gonna still give this a shot. Activating to Sarah. It might not be what I was hoping to do, but gosh dang it, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and tribute summon Zaborg onto the board. So I can use his effect to pop Licorice here. And this will also activate Eidos to summon himself back to the field. Special summoning Eidos to the board. That'll pop his monster, sending Intis, Garura, and that thing to the graveyard. And I'm going to get rid of 3 of your cards. I don't think it matters. But my opponent surrenders right before I ran out of time! You fool! I am destroying the trolls today. I don't know what it is, but so close to what I wanted to do, though. But y'all see what I was trying to do. There is a really silly plan with this deck where we just ditch Zaborg, much like our Ritual brothers like to do, to send all of our cards to the grave, and then on following turns, I can make 2 copies of Assault Blackwing. That's like the ultimate, like, silly combo of this deck, which, sadly, just because of the fact he had protection, I couldn't really do that, but it's what it is. So, good on us. I was about to wipe out his front line there, or at least part of it anyway, but good on us. Let's go ahead for duel number 3, though. We're seeing the Monarchs do their thing. We're getting the boys on the board, but there's still other cards I want to show off here. So let's go for duel number 3 and keep up what we're keeping up. Alrighty, everybody, it's time for the 3rd opponent, the fight in the 3rd, as we like to call it. And we're going to go first and see where this is going to go. Alrighty, got Scheme, Tessera, Eidos. Interesting indeed. So, with this particular opening here, we're going to go ahead and use Tessera's effect, showing him the scheme. And we'll go from there. Get our boy, girl, whatever, Tessera, and use boy, girl, Tessera's effect to get ourselves that tribute, going for Eidos. That way I get Eidos all set up. We're going to use Eidos' effect. I want to say from, like, the lore perspective, I'm really, like, Eidos of all people. I guess it makes sense. He's the Dark One. He wants to take over and all that good stuff, and I guess he did. I guess he beat Erebus. I mean, that's kind of like the implication from all these cards. He teamed up with all the other Monarchs to get rid of Erebus. Was Erebus that bad of a boss? I don't know, maybe. I guess he must have been. But regardless of that, let me think about this. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get Culmination of the Monarchs just so I can show that off, because we haven't seen that card yet. And we're going to use Adia's effect, as we always want to do. Get out Eidos. Get out them 2 boys. I really wish this had been Zaborg. The one time, I guess I could have searched Zaborg, but it's either way. So let's go ahead and activate Scheme of Monarchs. So let me ditch Pantheism to the graveyard so I can just banish the darn thing. And we should be good, relatively speaking. Let's go ahead and just reveal our 3 spells. Get another one. Get another one like we like to do. So we'll get Tenacity of the Monarchs. And we're going to activate our Tenacity of the Monarchs, revealing Aether. Good old Aether, the Heavenly Monarch. And that will get me another card. So let's get Return of the Monarchs here. We will get Return. I will mention that with Return, it's a catch. Like, you want to play this card at some time so you just search out more Monarchs and things. But if you're going to go for the Zaborg combo, obviously you got to play this after you do that. Or just in lieu of doing the combo. It's a thing. It's a bit of a thing there. But let's go ahead and get out Aether. We're going to go ahead and activate everybody's effects. So Aether will summon a monster. Return will search us a monster. And I'm just going to add a big Monarch. I'm just going to get myself an Ebus. And then Adia will get me Pantheisms back to my hand. Very nice. So let's go ahead. Actually, we'll search Zaborg for later. We'll search Zaborg for later. And then what we're going to do is send Prime Monarch to the graveyard. And we're going to send, it doesn't really matter too much, a Rebellion to the graveyard. And we'll summon Ebus to the board. Alright. And with that, we should be pretty much set here. Let's go. Ooh, that's true. That is so true. We have to do it. Actually, hold on. I can almost summon this with just 1 tribute. That is true as well. Remind me how it works with the viewers. Back to the hand or the end phase. Okay, you know what? Yeah. So let's tribute off Aether. Summon out Zaborg. Zaborg will destroy himself. He's a noble sacrifice and all that good stuff. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I get to look at my opponent's extra deck and get rid of some of their cards. So what are you playing? Ah, you're playing Ghotis, I see. So let's see here. So obviously 1, 2, 3, well, maybe not, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, get rid of all of my opponent's, like, big important stuff. And that will be pretty good to start us off. Garura will draw me a card. If my opponent had anything, I could pop with Intis. And let's go ahead. That should be good for now. And I have a Fenrir if I need it. Let's see, I can summon out another monster, but I think I'm good. I think we're all set. I got 2 tributes, I got 1 tribute on the board, I should say. Ebus has to go back to the hand for now. But I have a tribute summon on the board, which means I can use my culmination of the Monarchs. If things go wrong, I have a Fenrir in the hand. I get rid of my opponent's entire extra deck for the most part, or at least most of the important things anyway. So let's go ahead and activate culmination of the Monarchs. Pretty nice little card right there. Because every time my opponent special summons something, I can banish one of my spell traps of the Monarch variety, which, let's see, we got 1, 2, 4 of those. So basically, if he special summons a bunch of stuff, we'll be all set. So I didn't get rid of like all your synchros, did I? No, I left the white boys. That is true. Like, I couldn't get rid of his whole extra deck. Not the whole thing, but I got rid of a good chunk of it, so we'll see where this is gonna go. Lifelessly fish. Lifelessly leaf fishing. This isn't a tuna, right? No, not at the moment. That's the thing about the white fishes. Like, they can be tuners, but they're not always tunas. You gotta fix. But I have cost you most of your good stuff, so we'll see. Ready fusion, I see. Alrighty. Summoning out a fish, but that will activate culmination of the Monarch's effect. So let's go ahead and banish one of our cards. And I can destroy a monster, up to 2 spell traps, place a card on the field on top of the deck. A lot of different things I can do here. So in this particular instance, what do I wish to do? Let's destroy one of his monsters. Let's just pop one. Let's see. Not you. Not you. Destroy the little one. I don't trust it. I've already gotten rid of his, like, Krogan, which I knew he was going to try and go to if I didn't get rid of Krogan, so that's not going to be a problem. So, where it's going to go from here is going to be very interesting here. What can you still make? What do you even have left? You got that guy. Alright, so you got another monster. Let's go ahead and use culmination again, because I can just do this. So let's put a card on the field back on top of the deck. Nope. And let's put... Does it even matter too much? I guess I can put the rare fish on top. I don't really want to give him lifeless leaf fish back, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back on top of your deck. Why not? Give him the small little fish. Actually, is Kith the little fish or like the thing? I'm pretty sure it's like an anglerfish thing. Like, this is a lure. You can't really see it on EDO Pro, but I'm pretty sure that's a lure. Pretty sure. Could be wrong, but I think that'll work. Oh, it'll work. So, yeah, what do you have left? I guess you can go for Anemone, but I can just banish an enemy. And he still has, like, a couple synchros, but here's the thing. Anything he special summons in the extra deck, I can immediately just get rid of. Thanks to Combination. I can just go banish another card, banish a card on the board, and we should be good there as well. So, life... Oh, yeah, he will get to recover some stuff. That's true. Maybe I should have banished Lifeless Leaf Fish? Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I still have a lot of good stuff. That's the thing. So, let's go ahead and activate Tasada's effect. Pretty much lock this down at this point. Pretty much, once I go into Vanity's Fiend, as much as I despise this son of a bitch, I apologize for my language, but there you go. I don't care for him. I don't. He's not a fun guy. So let's go ahead and just do as we do. Pretty much lock this duel in. Because now that I've got Vanity's Fiend, there is very little my opponent can do against that. Especially if I went for like the other Fiend, but there you go. So I hate to take down my Ghoti brother, but that was what we want our deck to do. And you know, if I didn't have return or if this got destroyed or what have you, and I'm pretty sure I could have destroyed it myself. Yeah, I could have destroyed it myself if I needed to. But that would have allowed me to go for Blackwing and Assault Dragon in the later duel. So good on us. And I think we got time for one more. Yeah, we got time for one more duel. Let's go for one more opponent and see what happens. You know, you never know. We've shown off a good chunk of what this deck wants to do, and we've defeated the trolls. We've defeated our own brothers. So let's see what the fourth duel brings us. All right, everybody, our fourth and final duel of the day, the last chance at romance, as we like to call it. And it's been a pretty good day for the Monarchs. You know, when I first thought of the idea of like putting an extra deck in Monarchs, I wasn't sure how well it was gonna work out, but it's actually done just fine today. Now, okay, I was about to say this hand's not that great, but we have stuff, so this will work. Ooh, Zaborgi. Zaborski. Let me think about this. Yeah. Banish Pantheism, because we always want to do that. Gonna go ahead and choose our Tenacites. Let's see, Tenacity. And I'm not gonna go for Return of the Monarchs this time around. I think this will be just fine. But let's go ahead and activate Tenacity, reveal our Zaborgi. Zaborski. Analysis. And let's see, adding another card. What do I want? That is the tricky bit, isn't it? What do I want in this particular? I already have it. I have so much. I'm suffering from success that I have like everything I could want. Let's go ahead and get March just in case. Just in case. We'll activate our Rebellion of Monarchs, discarding our scheme. We're good. And then we'll choose the usuals, Adia, Tessera, and we'll choose our boy Ibis and see where this is gonna go. What will my opponent pick? Will they give me tribute fodder, or will I have to wrest it from their hands? Apparently, I will have to take my tribute fodder. But that is totally fine. Alright, so that'll give me back my Pantheism spell. Let's go ahead and activate Tessera's effect, revealing Pantheism. We just don't want to reveal the trap right now, because he doesn't know I have it yet. But we'll go for Tessera. And we're going to go ahead and use Prime Monarch's effect, which is something we don't always want to do, because we want to keep the spell traps in the graveyard, obviously. But it's something. It's a little bit of something. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Discard a Monarch spell trap, get this guy back. Maybe in a minute. For now, though. Oh wait, yeah. I was about to say, I just realized the one thing I do need to make sure I do. So we're gonna go ahead and go for Zaborg, do his thing. Tessera's gonna go into its effect and get myself another Adea. Nope, we're good. So let's go ahead and summon out another Adea, because that'll get me Eidos, another tribute summon, the whole kit and caboodle here. So let's ditch the usual mom. Oh, not that one. Not that one. I mean, a lot of these cards, it doesn't really matter what you pick, but some of them do. So what are we up against? What the balls is this? Oh, this is like the new Primite stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 more. 7, 8. We'll see. Maybe that was the good choices, maybe it was the bad ones. I have no idea. My opponent's got some sort of crazy hootenanny going on in there. Also, I just realized I'm almost out of time. I need to be more careful about that. But either way, we'll summon out our boy Eidos, and that'll get me my additional tribute summon. Yep. We'll activate ourselves our Ibis. We will discard March, which normally I'd like to keep March, but this will work just fine. Get ourselves an Ibis. Do. Summon out the Ibis and hit my opponent too. Burr will be nice and pretty too. So we'll ditch our we'll ditch all the cards we're not gonna play right now. Let's put that. Let's see. Random card in the hand. Yep. Put that there. Set that there. And set this. And I think that will do. Alrighty. Now we'll see what my opponent's trying to do, because we don't yet know. We do know he's playing Primites, and he's playing some other stuff too. Let's see here. Okay, Fusion Gate. Interesting choice. You have any fusions? I guess he does have the Dynamorphia, and he does have First of the Dragons. That is true. So this will be interesting. Oh wait, I forgot the Chain Culmination. Oh boy. That's not an issue, right? My monster's still bigger than yours. And I probably could have also hit that right now, but it's fine either way. Let's see what my opponent's trying to do here first. Let's see what this is going to be about, you know what I mean? Because I have other methods of getting rid of this thing. Who says I don't? So it's my opponent surrender. Really, dude? I made a misplay and you surrender? That's not how the game works. Really shouldn't be surrendering at all, but regardless, there you go. Even when we misplay, this deck works phenomenally well. All right. So I think that'll be good for today. Let's go ahead for the end screen. We'll talk more about this deck. We'll talk about the deck profile, all that good stuff. And, you know, we'll just bask in the glory of seeing that Monarchs are doing just fine. Alrighty, everybody. everybody. So our extra decked Monarchs did pretty darn good today. You know, we did fight a lot of trolls, but we were able to knock out the trolls. We take those wins. We take them with an iron fist of the king. So we had ourselves our good day today. Summoning out the Zaborg to hit the extra deck. Summoning out the new yugioh to search out our spell traps. Using Culmination. Using Rebellion. Just a smidge of these two sons of guns. But you know what? They're not as prevalent as they used to be. It used to be nothing but Vanity's Fiends, it felt like. In old Monarchs, it felt like it was just these guys. But you know what? We're moving ever so slowly away from it. Ever so slowly, we're losing the Vanity's Fiends, losing the domain. Someday, Monarchs will evolve to a point where they don't need domain lock Monarchs no more. You know, we still use it a little bit, but it's not 100% necessary no more. I say it right now. It's time for Monarchs to evolve, and I think we've taken a good step forward to doing that. So our deck worked out pretty dang good today. We got to show off 99% of what this deck wants to do. The only thing I didn't unfortunately get to do, and I would have done in that last duel if I had a chance to, was to go for our Blackwing Assault Dragons to start, you know, bringing these things onto the board, just annihilating my opponent with big beat sticks and burn damage at the same time. That would have been really cool to do. But unfortunately, my opponent surrendered, so I didn't get to. But regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. I enjoyed it very much. I love how the new Monarchs add just a little bit more consistency to old Bricknarchs, and we're able to get out our cards more consistently. It's really fun. So here is our saying that thank you for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smack the like button as always. Do subscribe if you like what we do on this channel. Next time, we're going to be continuing to do another Monarch E deck for the next one. I really want to look at the True Dracos now that Masterpiece is free. I want to make a deck around that as well. And we'll see how that one's going to go as well. I'd really like looking forward to seeing Masterpiece in 2025 and seeing if the boy can still put in the punches, put in the work. So here is our deck profile for anyone who's curious about our extra deck Monarch deck today. Take it out. Have a good old time with it. You know, don't just lock people out of the extra deck. Abuse the extra deck. So for our main deck today, we run our 2 copies of Erebus. Lets me set up the graveyard with spell traps and hit my opponent's cards when they don't want me to hit them. We have our 1 copy of Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. An amazing card in Ritual Deck Supreme, but in our deck today, he does something silly, and we love him for it. We got ourselves our 2 copies of Aether, the Heavenly Monarch. Pretty straightforward. Tribute summon this card, summon and add a Monarch from the deck by sending 2 Monarch spell traps from the deck or the hand to the graveyard. Really good for getting out the new yugiohs and getting that whole thing going. 2 copies of Castra Fenrir, just as an additional tribute fodder sort of thing. It also searches out another copies of itself, so you have an additional discard fodder, what have you need it for. We have our 1 copy of Vanity's Fiend. Reason we're playing only 1 Fiend is because he does not have the straight up Monarch stats, which I originally thought for some reason I remember him having. Maybe they rebranded the card, I don't know. But Vanity's Fiend at 1, it's fine. More importantly, we play 2 copies of Majesty's Fiend, because what locks us from using monster effects, it does the same to my opponent. I have beat stick monsters. I can rely without monster effects if I need to. Can my opponent? That's for them to decide. But yeah, we run 1 copy of Fiend, 2 copies of Majesty's Fiend, and I'm good with that. So 3 copies of yugioh, the Underworld Monarch. This is the newest Monarch monster. It's absolutely cracked. When it gets normal special summoned, you can add any Monarch spell trap or any of the big Monarchs from the deck or the graveyard to the hand. You can change its attribute if you need to, and if you tribute summon, you can revive this guy from the grave or add it to your hand, whatever you need to do. 2 copies of yugioh and 2 copies of Edea. These are still pretty goated monsters for our tribute fodder engine in the deck. Edea summons out a Squire level monster from the deck, and yugioh gives us an additional tribute summon. Then we have 3 copies of the new Tessera, the Prime Squire. Reveal a Monarch spell trap, summon it from the hand. You get an additional tribute off of this thing as well. And if this is sent to the graveyard for whatever means whatsoever, you can summon out a Squire from the deck. You can't extra deck summon that turn, but that's totally fine, because there's only 1 time we'll ever do that. We have our 3 copies of Pantheism, because you never, ever play Monarchs without 3 copies of this thing, because you just discard a Monarch spell trap, whatever it means. Once per turn, you can draw 2 cards. Banishing it from the graveyard, reveal 3 Monarch spell traps. Your opponent picks 1, goes to your hand. Pick yourself 3 Tenacities, you get whatever you want. Otherwise, you know, your opponent picks their fate with this one. 1 copy of Reinforcement of Army, because both Tessera and Edea are warriors. 3 copies of Tenacity, reveal a Monarch stat line monster. Things like Ether or Eidos or Erebus, or even Her Majesty's Fiend. get a Monarch spell trap. Pretty simple. One copy Foolish Burial. I like to play one of this card, not only to ditch to Sarah if I need to, or ditching a Dia, or Eidos for that matter, but I also discard Eidos to the graveyard. If I just happen to want to bring him back from the graveyard for whatever means, it's good for like late game as well. If I'm tributing something, other things, it just brings him back. That's an option. One copy of Scheme, which is basically Foolish Burial goods in this deck. That's pretty much all that's really good for, but you never know when you'll need this card. 3 copies of the new Rebellion of the Monarchs. This is absolutely an amazing card, much like with our Pantheism. Reveal 3 cards, opponent picks 1, 2 go to the grave, 1 goes to the hand, banish it, summon out a Squire from the hand. Pretty darn good. It really doesn't matter what your opponent picks, but you pick the Ghoti trio, and your opponent's in up for a rough time. We have ourselves our 1 Columbine to stop hand traps, 1 March to protect our tribute summon monsters, 1 Return to search out more tribute summon monsters, 2 copies Domain. Since we are playing an extra deck, you'll just want to have a little less of these guys, because obviously you have to have no extra deck for this card to work, but you get rid of your extra deck, or if your opponent's nice enough to get rid of your extra deck, then you can go for Domain. Your opponent can't special summon while you have a tribute summon monster on the board. More importantly, this does allow my tribute summon monsters to like beat over stuff, and I can also get more monsters on the board with less tribute. So even though we're not using the first effect of this as much, we can still use it pretty good. We have 1 copy Dogmatic of Punishment in case of bad things happening, or if I just need to get rid of cards in my extra deck for whatever reason. So 1 Punishment is just fine. 1 copy of Prime Monarch as well for an additional body on the board if I need it. And of course the culmination of all cards in the culmination of Monarchs. You know, for every one of my Monarch spell traps in the graveyard is pretty dang good. I opponent special summon something once per chain. I can use each of 6 different effects depending on, you know, what I've already done, all that good stuff. It's pretty busted. I can use any of the old school Monarchs' effects. I can pop monsters, I can pop spell traps, I can pop face down cards, I can banish cards, I can spin cards back into the deck. It's discarding random cards from your opponent's hand, which you'll probably use last, but it's really, really powerful. For the extra deck, if you're curious as to what we're actually playing in it, it's pretty straightforward actually. We play 2 copies of Blackwing Boreas Storm that we can win as a Tuner Synchro, as long with 2 Blackwing Dragons. That way we can go into Blackwing Assault Dragon later in the game if we happen to, you know, not lock ourselves out of the extra deck for whatever reason. It's just another thing we can do. We want 1 copy of Wind Pegasus Ignister. If I take damage, I can banish this card, spin a card back into the deck. We have 1 Intis to pop cards, 1 Guru to draw cards, and lastly is the new Lunalight Perfume Dancer, because I can banish this card to make my opponent's monsters lose attack points equal to their defense points. So just a neat way of getting over big bodies if I need to. So that's what we have there. As for the side deck, a lot of little things here. There's things like 1 for 1, seeing as our main stardom tribute fighters are both level 1. We have the Morganite combo, which is another interesting thing I might try in a different build in the future, because we don't use hand traps in this deck, and using Time Tearing Morganite along with Succumbing Song Morganite, I can get double the draw, double the summon, double the battle damage, and pretty much no cost, because like I said, I don't use hand traps and things like that in this deck, so it's something to consider. There's also Terraforming if you want to be, you know, if you just want to go back to basics. If this isn't working for you, just go for more Domain. As much as I hate to say it, it is still a thing. So we also have things like Forbidden Droplet. If you need to get rid of your cards to negate your opponent's stuff, go right for you. Getting rid of Return of the Monarchs to negate a monster effect so you can go into your extra deck, priceless. We have our things like Monarch Stormforth, which is to let me tribute my opponent's monsters. It's pretty dang useful. I briefly had an idea with this deck, with our extra deck dumping, to go for Dogmatic Matrix, going into Albazoa, all that good stuff, which is a neat idea. It just didn't want to work in the deck. It was just like adding another layer onto the deck that I really didn't need, so didn't go for that one. Didn't go for it, but it was an idea. And last but certainly not least, there is the Monarchs Erupt, which is our one-sided skill drain in this deck, which is really potent, but you have to have no cards in the extra deck, so it would only work in certain situations in this particular build, unless you just take out the extra deck, that whole thing. So that is our deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed. Like I said, next time on the channel, we're going to be taking a look at some true Dracos. I'm really looking forward to seeing if Masterpiece can still do stuff in 2025. So looking forward to that. Until next time, everybody, y'all stay safe, you stay happy, and y'all have a good one. I'll catch you next time.